So, I think most of you are back. I hope you had a good time. Did you sort of walk around, sup a little bit?
No, just run outside.
Yeah. So, I think I mentioned this to you before. There's about 50 startups in this on this floor. There's actually another part of the building that we have over there, and it's about 200 plus people that go to work here every day. This space is about 2 years old. Jessica, who will be there, she might say some more. She's the CEO of Sub 46. She's one of the most powerful startup women in Stockholm. Her last name is actually Stark, and I think she's like a cousin of Tony Stark or something. Really cool, fantastic team. There were 2-3 people that started this, 2 years ago, and now it's this amazing space. And it has gone from zero to being the major hub of the Stockholm startup scene. There are like these public areas that anybody can walk into, the kitchen and then there's these like plastic things like in a slaughterhouse. I really hate those. That's where only the members are allowed, and it's the standard sort of startup code that if you wear your headset, you don't want to be disturbed, you're working. So it's a really cool place to come to work, or to just hang out. And in this room, there's actually tons and tons of meetups. And sometimes when you come here, it's a meetup with some, hacking, finance, blah blah, legal, startup, something like that. And then it smells real good, lots of aftershave and ties. And then you have some more hardcore meetups when, I don't know, the Google devs or some, then you come in here and there's like seriously a whole different set of smells. But it's a great place to come to. Quite a few large companies actually in Sweden have meetings here, even board meetings, just to sort of be sort of part of this entrepreneurial air that goes through here. And it's really become an amazing space to come to. Now, we have just one last thing to take care of, and that is to sort of select a winner. And we had a very,
We have also to give the certificates.
Yeah, we're going to give the certificates that you have completed this very sort of hardcore training. Some more on the intellectual side, some more on the sweat side. But we will hand out all your certificates afterwards. I think Björn actually wanted me to tell you that if you don't hand in your passkey card for Kista, the ones that never worked at any doors, if you don't hand those in, you will not get your certificate, so you will be shocked. So bring your cards and give them to Björn. And Safe and Björn will give you the certificates.
Yeah, we'll be here right after the winners.
Exactly. So, we had 9 pitches. Got a lot of interesting feedback actually. We have some feedback that we will give you individually that we got from the judges. It was some good and some bad, but there was one thing that was very clear, and that we had sort of, there's this click thing, right? We had 9 winners to start with. This is congratulations to all 9 teams. No, I'll tell you, so Joel, who just went to pick up a person he had a meeting with, one thing he said was that he's been at tons and tons of startup events, and where real startups, and some of you are just about to become real startups, and I think you did a really good job actually, putting on that show. But he said that he's seen a lot of real startups that have been around for months and months and weeks and weeks, months and months, whose pitches sucked compared to yours. So we really thought you did a great job. So that's already, I think that's, really good credit to you guys. You've done a fantastic job over these 2 weeks, and especially, working on pitches over the last couple of days. Awesome job.
And I think also the comment from the industrial and case providers is also that it was clear that all teams had really understood the problem, which was really good. So that was also something that they were very, very impressed that you've been able to isolate the facts and what to work on.
Yeah, and it was fun because when I listened to some of the judges, they were like, yeah, but they should have, gone deeper in the technical sort of development and everything. And that's a typical comments that we all make. I've been a judge a lot. When you have startups that've been a lot, like through a 10-week accelerator program, and they still haven't sort of come up with a good MVP or actually built something. But here we actually, you guys have had like 3 or 4 days to work on this stuff, and I think you've done an amazing job. So big round of applause to all of you. Now, who knows what this is? So Sweden doesn't really have like a really good symbol. I know how much you appreciate Swedish meatballs now. That's one of our national symbols. Obviously, there's this, you should check out the YouTube movie where they show when foreigners eat, Americans and other foreigners eat our rotten fish. For those of you who haven't checked out that, don't check out the YouTube video, don't try that. It is so disgusting.
Shoot, that's on the menu for tonight.
It is on the menu for tonight. No, but this is a so-called Dalahäst. It's a horse from the Dalarna, which is a large part north of here. And it's probably one of our strongest symbols for Sweden. I'm sure that if you Google it and check out sort of what the history and everything is, you'll find out everything about it. I didn't do that just before now. But it's a symbol of your stay here. And we really hope that you've had a great time, and it's what we will give the winners as, a token of you really excelled at this place. And we do have a winner.
Actually, it has another feature also, that token. If you look at the butt, there's a sticker. It says EIT-Digital.
So you can kick it in the butt.
Well, you can read that in a lot of ways, but the idea is that EIT was the place where you got kicked in the butt, so you actually started your own company. Okay?
Good point.
Yes.
That's a beautiful metaphor. So here it is, the place you got kicked in.
And now that's not enough.
No, exactly. We'll come to the remainder there. So when it comes to creating a company, it's all about. It really is important to have a great idea. That really helps a lot. But as we've been saying over and over and over again, it's about execution. It's about there's so many versions of this, but done is better than perfect. Reid Hoffman saying that if you're not ashamed of the first version you ship, then you shipped too late, etc., etc. So we looked at all of the teams, and all of the teams had, as Björn said, done a great job actually in identifying the project. And after lots of back and forth and some fist fights within the jury, we did determine a winner, and it was actually the thing that really gave it the edge was the execution thing. So I would like to invite up the team from, you can already see what it is. It's Ottoman. So please, Ottoman. Now, this is a fantastic pleasure to have these guys up there. They've really been a pain in the ass. Not only was the first thing that they did was that they actually managed to somehow hack the group distribution. That was already really irritating. But then they went on and spent late nights, coding and building. Oh, sorry. So now I'm going to do this really interesting exercise. We're going to try to hand out this diploma. Pietro, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great done. So we talked about this thing with sweat. Every day they were thrown out, and I participated that by the cleaning lady at in Kista. She came and she was really upset with them because they were eating and everything until 10 o'clock when they came up, and then they could do more. So now I'm actually just going to do this. Can you distribute this?
Of course.
So fantastic job, and because I know that was actually one of the other things that she really was upset about. They were now safe. Don't listen to this. They were consuming alcohol in one of the meeting rooms, and she really didn't like that. So we got you a bottle of sparkling wine that's non-alcoholic. There is another one that's alcoholic, so you know, in case you want to share with some of your team members, you invite them from this, and this one you can enjoy. Fantastic job, great. I also spoke briefly to Daniel, he was very happy. Now, I think you're going to need some help with the negotiation and everything, because he sort of said, yeah, we're inviting them to, if they do a good job. No. Like now, you're going to go for the highest bidder, you know, and I'll help you with that when you get to that point. So let's talk more about that later. But again, big round of applause to all the teams, and especially to the Otto men. Thank you very much. I think we will have like a group hug.
Just one other thing, there are many of the startup ideas that you had are very good, but you need to work on it, to continue work on it for a few months. And it might be really a reality. Huh? A lot of things, many of them are very good. Just don't stop it now. Huh? Continue.
How many of you are aware of accelerator programs? We talked briefly about that, Y Combinator and Techstars. So I think in almost all cases, or pretty much all cases, where the conclusion was like, yeah, this is actually really interesting what they've come up with. If they if they go into an accelerator, this is like accelerator material. If they go into an accelerator and come out at the other end, they actually really probably are going to have a case that is worth building. So that's something that you can explore. I know you're all supposed to go to school now, and I hope I'm not going to get like murdered because I say this. Peter Thiel, one of the most successful entrepreneurs and investors, one of the co-founders of PayPal, investors in Palantir, etc. He pays brilliant students to not finish their studies. I think that's pretty damn cool. I'm not supposed to say that here, but you know, and I don't pay you not to finish school, but you know, let's talk afterwards. We'll see what we'll do about that. So awesome job. Now, sorry, there's this fantastic animation. If somebody can help me learn how to skip the animations in keynotes when you don't want them, that's worth the price. So we've gone through most of this. It's almost 5:30. Some of you have already sort of cheated with the start of the happy hour. It's up. More and more people from the Stockholm startup scene are going to sort of roll in here, hang out here at 6:45, 7-ish. We'll leave from here and go and have dinner. I think it's Björn who's paying, so you know,
I am actually.
Last opportunity to profit from that. Make sure you hand in your key cards. Make sure Björn has the maps
If you need
to where we're going.
printed maps.
Make sure, one last thing, you know, I don't know, how many of you have connected with each other on Facebook and LinkedIn? I know that's not a question you can answer in a group. Make sure you actually get each other's details. You're a unique group of people. And, you know, even, you know, you sort of intermingle with some of the other members in there. Connect with each other and keep that channel going, because I think you're going to create amazing stuff, whether you're going to do it in your own startups, or whether you're going to do it as employees. You have the stuff to do amazing stuff, and as we saw, we're moving into a world where big data is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. I can't get enough of that expression. Multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Take that, and you know you're going to do it because partially because of the people you've met here, and probably despite the stuff you've been put through by Björn and myself. So. It's been an enormous pleasure to have this opportunity to work with you guys. I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to hang out with you more. Take care. Have a good evening, and again.